Hello everyone, in this tutorial we're going to make this amazing artwork from Fernando Correa and we are going to model this into the Blender. So in this part we're just doing the modeling. Let's get started. I'm going to start with this center part, this kind of bottle fuel things. So let's add a UV sphere. And I'm going to delete the bottom part and extrude. Kept bottom and a little inset. Go up, maybe with extrude, and scale this, and some bubble for here, maybe like so. And also let's delete the top part from here, and again extrude this loops and a little beveling for this part. And let's add a subdivision surface to see how it's going. We need to add a little some edges here, and maybe another inset right here. So I think it's okay. Or maybe we can put this a little inside the bottle, maybe, because I'm not sure about the detail of this concept, but we are going from our imagination. Right? So let's make it more inside. So, and actually I think we don't need to do this because it's a bottle, and probably here is where the labels going on, but I don't know. So let's add some edge loops here, and here we go. Let's add the lead, Shift A, and a cylinder with 8 vertices, and put it the top of the bottle. Easy stuff. Control A and apply the scale, then go to modifiers, bevel, and maybe for 2 segments like this. And let's add the subdivision surface with 2 level. So isolate. We don't need the bottom part, or maybe a little, and delete this one. Also maybe an insert here, 2 segments, 2 edge loops, and here we go. Let's go back. Also, we are not sure about the proportions because we don't have any blueprint for this. So let's continue and modify the objects later. So for this rings, let's select this poly loops and Shift V to copy, Escape P and selection to separate this part from the model. Then scale this up, and we can isolate this, go to the edit mode and delete this part like this. Let's go back, and we need to scale this down like so, and let's turn this up for now, and then Control A and apply the scale. Also, we need to add a solidify and bring up, increase the thickness from the outside, scale it down. And also we can add 2 edge loop here. Let's turn this off and scale it to the axis like so. Also, after the solidify, we can add a bubble, but increase the amount like this, and then apply the subdivision surface. And shade it smooth. So this is the result. Make a copy. Choose the axis like so. Okay, also we can extrude this like so, and also this one, E to extrude. All right, cool. Next we are going to make this kind of things, and also this one. But before that, let's make the base. Shift A and Q, scale it down to y-axis. Oops. And I think the bottle is going to go inside the base. So I think we need to make one side, maybe. Not sure, or maybe we are going to make a hole here. So let's do that. Control A and apply the scale, and go to edit mode, Control R and 2 edge loops, and scale it to X, maybe like this. Also, we can go more inside the bottle. Let's scale this down like this, and I'm going to delete this. Let's put this more inside the bottle, like maybe like this, and scale it down. Right. Also, I think it's going to be less thick. Right. About these screws, we are going to make this inside the textures in the substance painter, so don't worry about that. Okay, so let's add another cylinder, scale it down, put it right here. We're going to make this. Right here. Okay, and go to edit mode. Before that, apply the scale. All right, and go to edit mode, Control R 2 times, and scale it to z-axis, and then Control B for bubble, and right click, extrude along normal, and go inside the cylinder like so. All right, and then insert here, another here, and then let's do some bubble for this edge loops. Hold Alt and Shift to select them all, and Control B, and make a little beveling here. So if you add the subdivision surface, you're going to have this. All right, let's copy this by pressing Alt D to make an inset. Okay, and the other side, let's make another cube, scale it down and put it right here. Also, let's scale it down through the y-axis and apply the scale. Go to edit mode, select these two edges and Control B, and so if you change the shape, you are going to changing the geometry. So I'm going to put this on 0.5 like this, and maybe we are going to scale it all the way up. You have to check this clamp overlap. So if you don't check this, you're going to overlapping these two together. So by checking this, we're going to stop right here. Right, cool. But probably we have some overlapping vertices here. So if you can see right here, we have two vertices. So select them all, M, and by distance, we are just remove two vertices. So we are just solve the problem. Also, we can add a bevel modifier and change the amounts to level like this, and the subdivision surface for to level, and then shade it smooth. Scale it down and Alt D, make a copy, instance copy, and put it right here, or maybe here. I think we need to rescale this and make it a little taller, like so, and also apply the scale also for this one. Choose these two and reposition. All right, cool. Here we have a holder. So let's make this one. Go to edit mode and select these two parts, scale it down to z-axis, and select these two, and go to edges and bridge edge loop like this, and then extrude this to y-axis. Oops, just this face, like so, and select these two edges and Control B for bubble, maybe like this. I think we need to go more outside, so select all this and move this out like this. And all right, I'm selecting all the vertices. I'm pressing M and by distance, so we are just remove 4 vertices, and then let's go for the bevel, just a little, and subdivision surface for 2 level. So applying everything and shade it smooth like this, but we have a bad shading and mesh here, so let's fix this. Maybe we are going to add an edge loop here, and let's see. Better, and maybe here, and another one here, and insert right here. I think now it's way better. Also here, we add the loop, edge loop here, and to this part. All right. Also, we can add some here and here. All right. Oops, we have a problem. We have a big problem here. Let's see. Oh, we don't have any faces. So let's select this loop and hit F. Also this loop, this one, and hit F. And let's fix this by joining these two vertices. Select and press J. Insert here. Also, we need the edge loop here, but we can do this. So let's use a knife. And hit enter. All right, then select this loop and S, Z, and 0 to flatten this loop. And let's check our normals. Okay. So we can add a loop right here. And joining these two together and deleting this one. I hope it's going to solve our problem. Yes, I think now it's way better. Also, we need to join these two together and deleting this one. And we can use the mirror modifier to the x-axis like so, and then apply. Delete this edge. All right, it's Control S, and let's go back. Here we go. Scale this up, put it down, and let's continue. Let's go for this big shape. Let's go in this. So let's go for this big one, this core one. Okay. So make a cube by pressing Shift A and scale it up to x-axis. Let's turn on the X-ray view and just rescale and make the proportion right, and scale it to y-axis like so. All right, and then apply the scale by pressing Ctrl A, and let's go to isolate mode. Let's make a edge loop here. I think this part is going to be lower than the other part, so put it down like so, and let's select these two faces and the other side, and Control B for beveling one segment like this, right? And then selecting these edges, and again Control B for debevel, but this time for more segments, maybe 4, right? And then maybe we are going to delete these edges and also this one. and then select these loop and S, X, and 0 to flatten, right? And then we are going to add some loops here. All right, also here, and scale it through y-axis like so. And let's go for the subdivision surface for 2 level. And also we need to select these 2 faces, and also this one, and press I for insets. And now I think it's way better. All right, cool. Let's go back and don't forget to save. Now let's make this bottom part. Now I'm going to use a plane and rotate this 90 degrees from x-axis and scale it down, and let's apply the scale, doesn't matter. Go to edit mode and make edge loop here, maybe here, and select these 2 and extrude, and then also extrude here and rotate, maybe rotate this one too, like this, and again extrude and rotation, like this, and maybe a bevel, Control Shift and B, like this, and scale it down a little and move this a little here. So for this one, Control Shift B for this part, beveling, and move this one inside, or maybe these 2 outside of the shape, and like this, or maybe some bevel here. All right, let's extrude this, select them all and press E and go through y-axis like this. Let's reposition this and scale it down, but before that, right click and set the origin to the geometry and Control N, apply the scale, and now scale this to y-axis like this. All right, and then put it right here. So now I'm going to add the bevel, and we can change the geometry to arc and scale it down, maybe 2 segments, and then subdivision surface 2 level. Now we have a bad shading here, so select this edge and Control B like so. I think it's going to be thicker like this. I think for this part we're going to make it narrower like this, or we can use the proportional editing on and scale it like this, scale it down, and I think this part is going to move. You can turn this off, move like this, and I think it's narrower All right. So now let's add the bevel and subdivision surface. I think we can go for more amount of bevel, I think. So before that, let's add a bevel right here, and then delete these, and join these vertices together. And delete this one, and join this two. Okay, and then applying the bevel. Okay. I think it's okay for now, but I'm not happy with this one, with this part. I think it's because we need to decrease the angle, or maybe increase the angle. Right, so for 45 degrees or maybe 47 degrees. Now we also have the bevel for this one. So this hole, we are going to make this inside the substance painter, so don't worry about that. Also for this core, I'm going to add another edge loop for two edges, and I'm going to scale it to y-axis and select this poly loop and right click, extrude faces along normal, and put it down like this. Select these loops and Control V for bevel, or maybe two segments, and like this. Pretty cool. Now let's make the grip part. Let's add a cylinder with 16 segments and rotate 90 degrees. Let's scale it down and scale to x-axis, and maybe for this part we are going to put this down. I think that's better. And let's add this, I think Pommel, I think it's going to call this Pommel. And I don't need this one, this top and the bottom part. Delete this faces. All right, let's go back. Now let's go for this pommel. Let's add another cylinder, or maybe we can just copy this one, Shift D, scale it up, and scale it down through X axis, and all right, and then go to edit mode. Before that, Control A and apply the scale. So go to edit mode, select this loop, and hit F, I, and check the orientation, and it's in drawing normal. So go to edit mode, select them all, and hit Shift N to invert your normal. So let's go back and shade flat for now. Also this one, let's select the loop and press F and press I to make an inset. Let's isolate this and delete these faces. We don't need that. Let's go back. Also, we are going to select this bottom face and extrude this down like so. And I think it's so thick. So make a loop here. All right. Or maybe here, another one here, and then select these two faces and extrude like this, and maybe go up. So let's press S and Z and 0 to flatten this, and then add 3 edge loops here. And maybe these two, we are going to make it closer to the center one, right? Or maybe we are going to make it smaller like this, all right? And then make another edge loop here. Cool. And also maybe we are going to add 3 edge loops here like before and scale it to Z axis and flatten this, and then select these edges, these vertices, and Control Shift and B to make a bubble. And don't forget to change the shape about circle, but to make sure this is the perfect circle, you can press Alt, Shift, and S just for these edges. Select them and Alt, Shift, and S to make it a perfect circle. So we can change this from here too. All right, then select these faces, these two faces, and then go to Edge and Bridge Edge Loops to make a hole. Also, we need to join these vertices together. So select these two and hit J on your keyboard. Then let's use the bevel modifier. And put the geometry on arc, and then apply the subdivision surface, tool level, and shade it smooth. Let's make this closer, like so. Let's turn this off for now. And I think in the reference the hole is bigger, so let's select this scale and press Shift Y to just scale this through X and Z axis. 2 edge loops inside and scale to Y axis like this. And then these edges also bevel here, and then I think this one is like this. All right. So by increasing the angle, we are going to have a more perfect circle. So I'm going to put this on 50, degrees. Now we are going to make this wrapping around the handle. So make a plane and put it right here and go to edit mode. We don't need these two vertices, so just delete them. All right, and then set the geometry, origin to the geometry, and apply the all transforms. All right, and then go to the modifiers and select the screw, right, and then put this on the x-axis and turn up the screw like so, and put it right here, and also increase the iteration and scale down like so. And also we are going to use the shrink wrap and select this object and offset this little like that. And also I'm going to use the solidify modifier and increase the thickness like so. And so this is our main shape. We can change this to get different results. Select this and right click, subdivide, and do it again, and then select this vertex and put it here like so, and maybe closer, right, then go back and increase the iteration like this. Also we can change the thickness like this, and decrease the screw to make it closer together, and increasing the iteration like this. All right, now I'm going to add some more wrapping things. Now let's add more. So add a cylinder, rotate, rescale, reposition, let's delete faces, right, and apply all transforms and go to edit mode, add edge loops, scale it to x-axis like this, just applying everything, and set the origin to the geometry and add a shrink wrap and select this object and maybe a little offset, and then solidify and make it a little thicker, and then the bevel a little. In the subdivision surface, to level and shade it smooth. I'm gonna scale it down and rotate this like so. And also we can copy this and scale it a little bit and put it here. Here we can offset this and maybe more thick. Like so. And make a copy and rotate. Like this. And another one, make a copy and scale it a little bit and rotate this like so. All right, just play with these numbers and parameters to get a better result, scale, and do things like that to reach a perfect result. All right, maybe like this. Also, let's make another copy, scale it to x-axis and put it here. All right, I think it's okay. Maybe a little. So, okay. Now let's go for the blade. But before that, I'm going to change the scale for this. I'm going to make it a little thicker. Maybe like this or this. And select everything here. And this one. And move it to the left. All right, cool. Now we are going to make the blade. So make a cube and put it right here and scale this down to y-axis like so. All right, and apply the scale. Then go to edit mode, select this, and let's see. Select this and move this something like here. And then we are going to do some details. For example, here I'm going to make it like this, Control V, like so. And I'm going to select these two faces and add inset like this. And then I'm going to add a edge loop here, but put it to the tip and scale it to y-axis and hit 0 to flatten this. And I'm going to join these two vertices together. So select this one and then this one and M at last. Also for these two, Shift R, and then select these two and go to the tip like this. All right, and we don't need these to dissolve. And also join these two together at last and at last. Let's isolate this. Select these two, put it down, and select these two, S, Z, and 0 to make it a perfect flat through Z-axis. Also, we don't need this end part, so select this and delete the faces and select all these vertices and scale this through x-axis and hit 0 to flatten this. Also move this here and then extrude this again. So now we can create perfect edge loops. So right now we are going to make these circular Boolean things. To do that, we are going to add an edge loop here and some edges right here, like 12 maybe. And then I'm going to add one here, another here, and before that I'm going to sharpen the blade by selecting this and scale this to y-axis and hit 0 to flatten this, and then add a edge loop close to the edge like this. Also another one right here, also another one here, double G, select and double G to slide, and R and 0. All right, now if I use the subdivision surface, we're going to have something like this. So let's go back and make this circular shape. Let's turn this off and go to wireframe. Let's select these two, front and back, and hit double G to slide and go up, and these two and these two, double G, slide, go up again, double G, and select these, and one time press G and go up. Actually you have to move this like so. Now let's try the subdivision surface, and we need to prevent this curve here, so we can add a edge loop here, right, and maybe another one here. Okay, also this one and here, and let's try this. I think we can make this better, like so, and these two. Like this. and here we go. But this can be a little wider, like so. All right, so now I'm going to make the 5 other one, but before that I'm going to actually, let's turn this off and move this around here, and then let's delete these faces and put this, oops, put this right here, and then select these faces like so, and press Shift D to make a copy, and then P in selection to make it separate from the model, and go to object mode and move it close to the shape. All right, and then put the origin to the geometry and add a array -1 and 5 times. All right, like this, and then apply. Cool. Go to edit mode, select them all, and M by distance, and we are just remove 131 vertices. All right, and then we are going to join these two together. Before that, let's just delete this and also shade flat this and shade flat this one. All right, now select both and Ctrl J to join them together. So go to edit mode and let's select these two and M at center, these two Shift R, these two Shift R. All right, cool. And now if we use the subdivision surface, we're going to have this, and I think it's okay. All right, cool. Now let's increase this distance. Let's move this, or maybe let's extrude this and go back to our model and put this right here. And here we go. Next thing is this pipe. Before that, we're going to make this section. So Shift A and make a cube, scale it down, put it here, and rescale and reposition like this, and put it right here. Scale to y-axis. Like so, and then apply the scale by pressing Ctrl and A, and then make edge loop here and scale it to y-axis like this, and also an edge loop here and to here, and maybe we are going to make this closer like this. All right, and then maybe select these two and bridge. Also, we can delete these two and these. And let's select these and scale it to y-axis and press 0, and also these and Shift R, and also select these two and M and by distance. So just merging these vertices together, select these two and bridge edge loop, and also these two. Shift R, and then select these two and delete this, and then select these edges and make a bubble like so. And let's use the bubble, scale it down, and put the geometry to arc, and like so. Then use the subdivision surface for tool level, and let's increase the angle, and like this, shade is smooth. All right, so for this screw we are going to make this into our texture in the Substance Painter, so don't worry about that. Now I'm going to make the pipe. To do that we need a vertex, so make a plane and go to edit mode, select this one, Control I, and delete others, and also set the origin to the geometry and put it right here and apply everything. All right, put it here and geometry. All right, go to edit mode and extrude this by pressing E to make another one, and put it right here, and then go here and make another copy, put this around here maybe, and also extrude down like so, down here, and extrude another time, go up like this, and go other side of the sword, and then go down and extruding here and go up, or maybe here. Actually we don't know where it's going to move. I think it's going to go right here, so put this like this, and maybe here, and then I'm going to put this inside the sword because we don't know where we have to go, so maybe like this. All right, then I'm selecting these joints and like this, and pressing Ctrl Shift B to make a bubble like so, and we need to convert this to curve, so go to object mode, object, and let's put this here, object, and convert to curve. Then go to object data properties, and under the bubble we can do depths like this. After you're happy with this, you can apply this and change this to the mesh. But before that, I'm going to copy this by pressing Shift D and press M, make a new collection, and I'm going to call this backup, and just hide this. So now I'm going to convert this to mesh, so go to object, convert, and mesh like so. And after that you can apply the subdivision surface, and also you can add some edge loops here, scale to x-axis like this, and we can cap this by selecting this loop and hit F, I, and bevel this edge, and also shade it smooth. Then we can put this down a little, maybe we can put this up like this. All right, the last thing I think is this one. So this time I'm going to use a Bezier curve. Put this up, go to edit mode. I'm going to delete this one for now and put it here. And maybe rotate this like so and extrude. Make another vertex, rotate like so. And also rotate this one 180 degrees. And I think we need to do some modeling here too. Before that, go to object data properties and make tips for this. So we can change this and this one. And make a copy from this one. Go to isolate mode and delete some parts. Before that, let's hide these two and delete this part, faces, and these edges. Also this and this edge. Right, and scale it down, solidify. Let's go back. Scale this to z-axis and put this maybe here. Delete this and use the subdivision. Put this up. We can apply this. Select these edges and do the bubble things and subdivision surface. And then we can select this curve and put it right here. Let's put the cursor here and make a cylinder by pressing Shift A. Cylinder, scale it down. Rotate this 90 degrees, scale it down. And put it here. Go to isolate mode. We don't need this part. Delete the face. Inset. Extrude inside. Inset and delete the face. And select these edge loops. A little beveling like this. And the subdivision surface with 2-level and shade it smooth. Go back. Maybe you can scale it up a little and scale to y-axis. Apply the scale. Also, we can add a edge loop here. Also, for this one, you can go and select these vertex. If you press Alt and S, it's just going to scale this one. So it's going to be like this. I'm going to apply this and scale this like so. And for this one, I have no idea what we can do. So let's see. Let's copy this one and oops. Let's copy this and rotate 90 negative. And for it here, scale this up. And we can put this one into this. Like so. And maybe smaller. We can put this a little up. We can copy this one and put this to backup, and then convert this to the mesh and select, let's isolate this first. All right, we can select these edge loop, and in this one go back, and we can extrude this along normal like this, and select these two and these two, and Control B for bubble like so, and subdivision surface, tool level, and shape smooth. So let's do some adjustment. The first thing I'm going to do is changing this part like this, and let's put this away like so, and select these edge and make a bubble like this, and maybe this part we're going to make this smaller, and select this. Let's turn this off for now. Double G, and select this part, and put it down like so. Or maybe we can put this down even more like this. Also, let's go down here for this part, go to edit mode and do some edge loops here. And also here, join this together. Then select these faces, but before that, make edge loop here, 2 edge loops, scale to y-axis like this. Then select these faces and extrude faces along normals and go down like so. Also, I'm going to make these closer, put it right here. Also select these and put them up. And maybe for this one, you can select these and put them up like so. Also for this part, I'm going to select these and put this up, and also this one. I'm going to again make this smaller and make this longer like this. And I think that's it, guys. That's it for the modeling. In the next part, we are going to unwrap this model and make material for this and make the render. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any question, please ask in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next part.